Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning into today's video. We have more gaming and PlayStation news, rumors and leaks to go over. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video, and if you're new here to the channel, consider subscribing and becoming a channel member. So we are starting off with Housemarque, the Finnish studio behind the critically acclaimed Returnal. They are gearing up for their biggest project yet, and this is a game called Saros. In a recent interview, Ilari Kuitunen, the CEO and co-founder of Housemarque, revealed that the ambitious new title would not have been possible without Sony's acquisition of the studio. Saros was officially unveiled during Sony's State of Play event in February 2025, and its development budget is reportedly comparable to that of Alan Wake 2, an estimated 70 million euros, making it one of the most expensive video games productions in Finland's history. Now, according to Ilari, Housemarque wouldn't have been able to take on such a large-scale project as an independent studio, emphasizing how vital Sony's backing has been for the company's growth. Before being acquired in 2021, Housemarque was respected but relatively a small developer, best known for kind of arcade style titles like Super Stardust HD and Resogun. The studio made a significant leap into the AAA space with Returnal, a PS5 exclusive that showcased their ability to deliver high quality, high budget experiences. However, the journey wasn't easy, and Ilari reflected on the company's struggle before Sony's buyout, recalling the uncertainty of whether each sales trip or industry conference would be their final one. Ultimately, he believes that joining PlayStation Studios was the right move for the company, allowing them to focus on ambitious projects like Saros rather than constantly worrying about financial stability. Saros itself is a brand new intellectual property but shares the same DNA with Returnal. It's a third-person action game set in an off-world colony on the mysterious planet of Carcosa, where an ominous ellipse looms over the inhabitants. Players will take on the role of Arjun Devraj, a determined member of the Soltari Enforce. While not a direct sequel, Saros does build upon Returnal's foundation, incorporating roguelike mechanics but with a greater emphasis on permanent progression, making it more of a roguelite experience. The game is expected to launch sometime in 2026, though an exact release date has yet to be confirmed. Another new PlayStation IP I hope we get to hear more about at an upcoming PlayStation State of Play or a given PlayStation showcase of some time, given that the game is due to launch in 2026. I think it's highly likely we're going to see some kind of a reveal or some kind of a trailer perhaps during the course of this year. Anyway, let's move on. Now, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been receiving a lot of attention for its impressive performance on the PlayStation 5 Pro. According to Digital Foundry, the tech experts in this space, Ubisoft's latest entry in the long-running franchise takes full advantage of the PS5 Pro's hardware, delivering one of the most significant upgrades seen on Sony's enhanced console. Players on the PS5 Pro can choose between three graphical modes: balanced, fidelity, and performance. While all three offer noticeable improvements, the performance mode stands out the most. Running at a smooth 60 frames per second, this mode provides a near generational leap in visual fidelity and gameplay smoothness compared to the standard PS5 version. Digital Foundry even described it as the most transformative PS5 Pro upgrade we've seen so far, and the PS5 Pro has only been out for around 4 months, right? Released in November 2024. It just goes to show that the more that the development teams get to work with the PS5 Pro tech, the better the games are going to perform. And I cannot wait to see what the games look like coming out later this year, like Death Stranding 2, Crimson Desert, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, and of course, GTA 6. And Nicolas Lopez, the technical architect behind the Assassin's Creed series and the Anvil engine, confirmed that Ubisoft went the extra mile to optimize Shadows for the PS5 Pro. And when asked about the potential use of PlayStation's PSSR technology, Lopez hinted that more details would be revealed in the near future, leaving fans speculating about further enhancements a little bit further down the line. Well, all I can say is, if you want to enjoy games at the very best visuals and frames with no stuttering issues, no problems with frame drops, no problems with games being ported, or major headaches playing around with multiple settings, if you want to just plug in your disc or hit download and then play, you want the best gaming experience on your large screen TV sitting on your couch, and all for under £700, get yourself a PS5 Pro, because for the next 3 years or so, your best gaming experiences are going to be on the PS5 Pro. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you're playing Assassin's Creed right now on the Pro, and what your thoughts are on the game. Equally, if you're playing this on a PC, let me know what the game is like. As someone who has an incredibly powerful PC rig, I'm tempted to dabble in PC gaming from time to time. I've played Red Dead Redemption on PC, and hands down it's one of the best games, one of the greatest games I've ever played. Absolutely stunning. The graphical qualities is off the chart. So I'm open to PC gaming. However, it would be on a one-off occasion really, or from a kind of a limited time to time that I don't mind going to PC. But I am a console gamer. I prefer to play on console, so I'll always revert back to PlayStation for most of my gaming experiences. But let me know your thoughts if you're playing this on PC or the PS5 Pro. Anyway, let's move on. So in a surprising turn of event, Naughty Dog has announced new content for The Last of Us Part 2. Despite the game being 5 years old, the update, set to launch alongside the highly anticipated PC release on April the 3rd, introduces fresh content to the game's roguelike survival mode No Return. 2 new playable characters, Bill and Marlene, will be added, each bringing unique playstyles of Smuggler and Risk Taker respectively. Additionally, 4 new maps will also be available called Overlook, School, Streets and Nest. Trophy hunters will also be pleased as the update introduces new earnable trophies. Perhaps the most intriguing addition is a new unlockable skin for Ellie inspired by Naughty Dog's upcoming game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. The outfit features a red jacket modelled after the one seen in the game's reveal trailer during the Game Awards in 2024. The update arrives just in time for The Last of Us Season 2, which premieres on April the 13th on Max. Fans of the television adaptation will see Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey reprise their roles as Joel and Ellie, with Caitlin Dever making her debut as Abby Anderson. Right, let's move on to something I find absolutely extraordinary. The video games industry has seen its fair share of failures over the years, but few have been as short-lived or as catastrophic as Concord, the multiplayer sci-fi shooter launched on the PlayStation 5 in August 2024, only to be completely shut down just 2 weeks later due to abysmal sales and player engagement. Sony pulled the plug on the game so quickly that many gamers didn't even have time to hear about it before it was gone. It was just not available. Now, months later, Concord is making the headlines again, but not because of a sudden resurgence in the game. Instead, its physical PS5 edition has become a bizarre collector's item, with boxed copies selling for absurd prices on eBay and other reseller sites. Most listings go for around £40. However, some opportunistic sellers are trying to push the prices well into triple digits, with a few even reaching a staggering £300 for this pile of shite. But here's the catch: Concord is completely unplayable. Since it was an online-only multiplayer game, and with all servers shut down, buying a physical copy at this point is like buying a blank disc. There's nothing to play, just a case, disc, and a reminder of one of Sony's biggest gaming disasters within the gaming industry. So why are people paying such high prices for this pile of crap? Part of the appeal comes from its rarity. Since Concord was pulled from digital storefronts and never had a large print run, physical copies are hard to come by. Some gaming collectors are drawn to failed or lost games, especially those with controversial history. Others might be hoping that Concord will become a valuable relic within the gaming history, similar to how some infamous titles from the past like E.T. the Extraterrestrial for the Atari 2600 became a collector's piece despite being a massive commercial failure. Still, the reality is that Concord was a game that never had a chance. Sony's decision to shut down developer Firewalk Studios shortly after the game's cancellation only further solidified its place as a forgotten experiment. For those considering spending big money on a physical copy, remember that it's more of a conversation piece than an actual game. Unless Sony miraculously decides to revive this pile of crap, which seems incredibly unlikely, there's no way, thankfully, to ever play it again. At best, Concord serves as a lesson in how not to handle a live service multiplayer game, and at worst, it's a cautionary tale for buyers who might think they're getting something of value, only to realize they're holding a piece of gaming history that exists purely as nostalgia or novelty. Well, I for one will not be buying Concord, but I know as a piece of gaming history, I can see the appeal of why some collectors would want it for their collection. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about the topics discussed in today's video. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next video.